All right, with that down, we're going to move on to our fifth and final main topic today. The Patman is coming to the DCEU. What? Probably not. When I came on here this morning, I found this article from Screen Rant referencing this article from Variety about this kind of secret meeting going on between James Gunn and Peter Safran about and with Matt Reeves about bringing in Robert Pattinson's Batman to the DCU to make him the new DCU Batman. And that's this article I have pulled up. As you can see, Robert Pattinson's Batman may be canon in James Gunn's new DCU. And I'll read a little bit of this. Robert Pattinson's version of Batman is reportedly being considered to join the larger DC universe under James Gunn and Peter Safran's leadership. The DC brand is going in a new direction as Gunn and Safran were hired as the new leaders for DC Studios, which is replacing the former DC Films division. According to Variety, quote, a well-placed source states that DC studio heads Gunn and Safran are exploring the potential of incorporating Pattinson's iteration of Batman from Matt Reeves' new franchise into the larger DCU. Warner Bros. Discovery and DC Studios have not commented yet on the story, but you know who has? James Gunn himself. James Gunn himself has come out and he's commented on this whole thing, and it was probably about an hour after I had spent all this time making this wonderful thumbnail for this to be the main topic today. And I just want to read, I can't bring it up on screen here, but I do just want to read what James Gunn said. So, he retweeted the tweet from Variety that said, again, a well-placed source tells Variety that James Gunn and Peter Safran are exploring the possibility of incorporating Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson's Batman into their wider DC universe, which James Gunn retweets 3 hours later and says, there are few reporters I love more than Adam Very, which is the guy who made the report. Truly a good guy. But in this case, he needs to get a new source, as this is entirely untrue. This is great. I love James Gunn. He's not gonna put up with the shit. And he's gonna call shit bullshit when it's bullshit. And it looks like this is bullshit. So much for this being our main topic today. It looks like the Robert Pattinson's Batman, as we all probably want, will remain in its own amazing universe that is better than anything the DCU would probably be able to come up with anyway. So this is good news, actually. I'm glad to report on it and then end the speculation immediately. Will Robert Pattinson's Batman be in the new wider DCU? No, says James Gunn. No. So this is good to hear for me. I was a huge fan. I still think The Batman is honestly probably one of the best films I've seen this year. It's great. It's such a good movie. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. You know what? It feels like a Christmas movie. I might have to check that out here soon. It feels cold and Christmassy and Batman to me. I don't know why, but it just feels like that. But this is interesting, like I said, to say the least, to have a guy like Gunn who's going to be there. He's like now the Elon Musk of this situation. He's just going to just go on Twitter and just like, whatever. So look at you hearing this information. What are your thoughts, A, on this article from Variety with their well-placed source, and B, your thoughts on Gunn's response, and then C, who, judge and jury, who do you believe?
I'm going to start with C for you, because I have a tweet from Matt Reeves, actually, who responded to James Gunn that says, the source I'm really liking on this is Mr. James Gunn.
Right.
Me too. Me too. Coming straight from the camel's mouth, right? What was the second question? I don't know.
It was. First of all, what do you think about the well-placed source and then what do you think about James Gunn coming out and like checking this whole thing? I mean, Variety. Do we use Variety's a big outlet?
Yeah,
He's
right?
just
Well, I wonder who their well-placed source is probably fired now.
He's not well placed anymore. That's for
right.
sure.
He's misplaced. Yeah. I think. I don't know. I trust James Gunn on it. You know, I think like it would be confusing. I think I'm glad that I love that Batman, man. I love that Batman world.
Yeah.
Like, and I also love the Batman and the Superman and the larger world already that we get with that. Like, I love that DC is doing that. You know, allows us to have a Joker and a Batman and Pattinson. Keep it. Like if you do a Crisis on Infinite Earth or whatever, and you want to have a Batman Pattinson cameo,
cool.
I'm jumping out of my seat over that.
Or a Flashpoint movie.
That's what I'm saying. Right.
Here's
exactly.
your chance. You know, throw him in there in a little.
Well, it
role.
kind of right. It all ties in with yeah. So if inevitably when DC does their multiverse event, whatever that Marvel's doing now, I would love to see Robert Pattinson's Batman with like every other Batman other than rest in peace Adam West. You know, that would be great. Awesome.
That's Mayor West.
I know.
Mayor to you.
Mayor to you. But I think that it just doesn't mesh, right? Like the tone is. I mean, the tone in the DC...
It's real. It's so real.
Right,
you can't
man.
make that into the D...
And
you
not
can't
only
have
that-
aliens flying around in Pattinson's Batman world.
Right,
it would
but
feel
Ben
silly.
Affleck's you can.
Yes,
Yeah, right.
and I like that.
Right, and I do too.
Me too. But in Pattinson's, leave me alone. If the only thing that could possibly potentially cross and make at least... Which I don't want to, but would at least make sense in a way, in some ways, is that thing right behind you.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Somewhat the Joker was
But not
somewhat
at the same time.
Still
because
still
that's
would be
set
forced.
That's in the 70s.
Yes, so you're
right?
still
and this is
forcing
modern
it.
day.
Yes, you'd still be forcing it, but it would make more sense
Right.
that kind of Joker at least would be the Joker that Robert Pattinson's Batman would fight over any of the other Joker iterations we've ever had.
Can you
None of
imagine
them.
him, Jared Leto, with him?
Or
He would
even
just walk away.
or
He's like,
even
"Fuck."
what's his name that did Burton's?
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, imagine Nicholson's or
That's a little. I mean, still,
even
it's
Heath
out
Ledger's wouldn't really. None of them would really fit. But Joaquin Phoenix's that type of Joker, that's because again,
it's
real.
grounded in a real
yes,
world.
it's a real
Right.
place that we actually believe and a real man that we believe could exist, and that's what Robert Pattinson's Batman is. You can't add Green Lanterns to that, man. I'm sorry.
No, I agree. And like, you know, they've Matt Reeves is currently working on his own little universe of it with the, you know, Penguin spinoffs and like Clayface and all of the, you know, catalog of Batman characters that he's going to do. I'm all here for that. I love that. But also, you're telling me at the same time I can have, you know, the wider DC universe where I get my Batman and my Superman together.
Right.
But if I want to just go watch a Batman
this
movie.
is definitely a case where we can have our cake and eat it too.
Right.
So.
And there's no reason why you should try and, you know, mash vanilla cake and chocolate cake together or whatever.
We could just,
They can be great.
We don't need an ice cream cake.
Right, exactly.
We want our ice cream and our cake on the same plane.
I might put my ice cream on it. Right. But no, I think it's great. They should keep it in its own thing.
For sure.
You know, multiversal crossover is inevitable, I think. But I think,
especially for Matt Reeves' sake, right? Because he got to went into this knowing that, like, hey, man, I don't got to worry about none of that shit, right? And they were like, yeah, bro, you don't got to worry about none of that shit.
Well, that was the whole reason he did it.
And then now he has literally let's be real, it's probably the best DC movie ever made. He has the best DC movie ever made, and then you're gonna be like, hey, we want you to get into that shit now that we told you weren't gonna have to get
good luck.
Yeah,
Peace
right.
out. Yeah,
you're not gonna.
Well,
do
and Robert
that to this guy.
Pattinson too is not going to want to do that either.
No,
definitely not.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it was a gamble for him. I think even he loves Batman, which is why he did it.
Sure.
But he doesn't want to be the DCU's Batman. He wants to be Batman in his own little universe.
Yeah, he
He'll
wants
pop
to be
up
Matt
and play
Reeves'
food.
Batman.
Right, exactly.
That's what he wants to be, and that's what we want. We don't, like I said, we just don't.
It just
I don't want to see
doesn't
dark
make
side in
sense.
this.
Right.
Even the Batman villains that that we get, I expect to be real grounded villains. I don't expect
like the Joker we've already seen.
I don't expect to get Darkseid or
even if you get a Clayface, like a bit more supernatural, like he's gonna make you believe it. You know what I mean? He's gonna make you believe
I don't see him doing something like that.
Well, they were talking about doing an HBO series with Clayface.
That's in the Pattinson universe?
Yeah, right? He was talking about doing it with it talks.
Yeah,
right,
sure.
Talks. But, you know, a Mr. Freeze, honestly, I think that's who they should do for Batman.
Yeah, you can't do
Mr.
that.
Freeze.
I don't think
you can.
Do that. I don't
no,
think
absolutely, I think you can. Because, like, look, if Bruce Wayne can create his, like, bat suit and everything, he does it in this real world.
Yeah, but that's
why can't somebody
Mr. Freeze's story, though.
No, I know, but Mr. Freeze made his own suit to protect himself.
But because of who he was and what happened to him.
Sure, right, but
which
that's
is so ungrounded that in itself. This again.
Not in a modern world, I would say, as much, because he's trying to cure his wife of cancer, right? So automatically, you can already relate to that. We can all relate to his strive for goodness.
But now I could say that about Hulk. I mean, he was a scientist trying to create a gamma power.
Right.
We can relate to that. We can all relate to that. Right. But it's so unrealistic, though.
Well, yeah, but Mr.
So
Freeze
a dude trying to
isn't.
save his wife from cancer in our reality, Lucas, has, just so you know, in the history of our world, has never once equated to a man who has ice skin.
No, he doesn't have ice skin.
My bad. Right. You know what I mean, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's fully possible that, you know, that there's a scientist trying to work and he falls into something that
I'm not
damages
disagreeing
his
that it's
skin,
possible,
right.
But it's just as possible as Bruce Banner, but it's still not grounded in real. It's first of all, it's cliche as shit. It's your average old got bit by a radioactive spider situation.
Well, we'll see. I mean, like it. Because I bet we'll end up getting a freeze. But we'll see.
Not in Pattinsons.
Right. Well, just in general. But I think, I think it could be.
I'm gonna tell you right now. After the last freeze that we got, we probably won't see freeze again on the big screen for another like 10 years. I guarantee you.
Maybe. Yeah. Right.
But as soon as he gets back, you know what he's gonna do. Kick some ice.
Kick some ice. Tonight, hell freezes over. No, but anyway.
You know what killed the dinosaurs?
The Ice Age.
The Ice Age. But yeah, guys, have you guys heard this stuff about Robert Pattinson's Batman joining the DCU? Have you read these reports? Did you see James Gunn's tweet, Matt Reeves' tweets? What are you guys' thoughts? Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below.